Hello out there, and good morning, fellow traders. It is April 30th, 2024, and welcome to the Apteros Daily Market Insight. This is our prep for the ES, and we're going to go over our recap of the last session that we had for our DMI, and then we'll update our session plan and levels for today. So taking a look at our plan from the 29th, it was a pretty straightforward area for us. We were basically monitoring scenario 1, which was being bullish up above this line in the sand, scenario 2 being bearish down below that area. We were talking about these neutral zones a little bit in terms of if we held up above them, a more bullish scenario up into that area. If we got back inside of them, the traversal to the downside became more and more and more likely. And that's exactly what we ended up seeing coming into the session, really. I mean, that's just how it played out. So it was holding above for the majority of the session, right? So we opened up the area and we're kind of looking at this area here where we're scalping up above, and the market really never releasing to the upside, right? It never really got that energy to continue to move forward. So with scenario 1, we did have some lows that offered some MFE, but we never were able to get up through that early morning high set in by the opening range there. And that was kind of the story of the morning session, really. We're just going along with scenario 1, kind of a sloppy area around this reference, nothing all that great, right? Then we get the full pullback coming into the late afternoon, and we get the final opportunity at our line in the sand. They kind of really moved back out of that zone before the close of the market. So it was one of those situations where if you were trading in the morning, there wasn't much for you in terms of great opportunity. Once we got the full pullback at the end of the session, if you're kind of one of those end-of-day scalpers or something like that, really nice opportunity off the line in the sand here to get long and continue up into neutral targets. And that really was the main destination here if we got the full pullback. We were mentioning this upper target being in that kind of end of the line if we got that full pullback. So attempts to go higher early in the session with scenario 1, just not able to do so, gets the full pullback, still in scenario 1, get that line in the sand test, and a continuation right back out of it. All right, so let's see what's going on for today. So today we find ourselves kind of in a very short time frame situation. The upper time frame's not offering a lot for us in terms of confluence or recency or anything like that, or even trade location. So we're kind of out in open space on those upper time frames. Whenever that happens, the risk reward landscape can get a little murky. So the lower time frames often offer us, chances to get ahead of any shifts that may occur on the upper time frames. And in this particular case here, we have a recent bear move right here from an old value area. Well, not an old value area, sorry, a recent value area. So this is our recent value area that we've put in over the last couple of days, and we've now pushed down below it with that little bit of some news coming in around 8:30. Okay, so that is the more recent information. However, our bull line in the sand, our bull area from yesterday, is still a problem for the downside. So what we have here is a place where there's dissonance overall between our shorter time frames. We have a bearish area that is more recent. We have a bullish area that has held already and shown a recent rejection. So this particular area here is a little less clear. However, things clear up if we go above or below this zone. So if you get down below here, the traversal down into this first target area is kind of the main expectation there. If for some reason the market gets really bearish, then you can end up seeing a push all the way down into this bullish area here. But the main target, like I said, is this first neutral destination. If the market gets a little bit more bullish and we get up above this bear area, then we end up seeing a traversal to the upside where we go to our old target, kind of talking about the same area from yesterday, up at these highs and looking for those highs to possibly see a stop run and a push through that area, heading possibly into that upper neutral area if you get a really bullish day. Now, the problem is that in between, things are a little bit more choppy because they're dissonant. So the way the scenarios will kind of break down for today is scenario 1 is that we kind of hang out in this dissonant area. So, we get a pullback maybe into here, we kind of push back and forth, and maybe something like that occurs. That would be how scenario 1 might play out. Scenario 2 would be a breakdown, so we end up breaking downward, and we go into this target area first, and then any continuation from there down into the overall destination is possible. Then scenario 3 would be a move up into here, into our main target for that, and then if we got any further upside, continuation up into that 5180 area would be kind of the expectation there for a very bullish day. So that's the general scenarios that we find ourselves in today. It's a little bit more short term because of the nature of the timeframes that we're using, and the upper timeframes not offering good trade location and good risk reward landscape. So the narrative isn't exactly the strongest you would put it today. Clarity is there, so we have a clear understanding of the meaning in this market if we hold below, push above, that kind of thing. But for right now, this zone here is kind of the main area that we're trading in until things kind of really break out of that area. So really, this is kind of the zone we've been in for the last couple of days in this area here. It's a little bit more choppy, a little bit more rotational in this area. So pullbacks and things like that are a little bit more likely to occur. If we leave these things behind, then we start to get into a little bit more of some open space and a little bit different landscape. So you can see now we're coming into that bearish area here, still dissonant, like I said, so still in scenario one. If we get a hold of that bearish area and a rotation down, that would be a continuation of scenario one. If it pushes up above and breaks out to the upside, that would be a switch for us into scenario three. All right, so just kind of monitoring that at the hard right edge here as this kind of develops. And remember, scenario two is this obvious breakdown from the bull area. All right, trade well out there, mind your risk, and have a great trading day.